So interestingly enough, I just now noticed something before I clicked start. It actually went from 1 corps to 2 corps. So if I remove it, see 1 corps, 1 division, 5 brigades. Now add that one there. 2 corps, 3 divisions, 13 brigades, and 4,000 soldiers and 9 guns. That is much, much better than I thought it was originally. So the garrison is pretty okay-ish. We'll use our 10-pounders probably more effectively than the garrison will. Oh, now this is awesome. I'm sorry, I'm a huge history nerd. I love seeing things like this where it goes, let's bring the battle to life, and you see it just kind of rise from the ashes. Our supply depot is in danger of being overrun by rebel. I don't know why I put a period there. The vanguard, the vanguard of your army moved quickly to reinforce it. Well, of course we did. We have honor, and we're easily killed. Confederate forces approach from this direction. And this road. We've got a few skirmishers to send in order to delay them. Now the next part is we have at your disposal the small garrison of the supply depot. Surely not enough men to withstand all those enemies heading toward us. But the rest of your forces will not take long to join the defense. Today you can win with a glorious victory for yourself. Hold your ground, General. Oh, so I have this small box where I can operate and send troops as needed. So select and hold to rotate. There we go. As for cavalry, we won't need cavalry just yet. We're going to instead replace them with our 10-pounders. And these 10-pounders are going to be overseeing this section once we start. So let's set those 10-pounders up right away so we don't have to worry about them later on. And we'll act like this one's training, because why not? So we need to hold both of these depots. And that is cool. Although still, during the Civil War, almost no one has 3 ranks unless if you're color guard, in which case color guard has, I think it's 3 or 4 actually. But the second rank is all perfect. That's 2 people right behind each other. This one's typical of a skirmishers, so I'm not too about that. So yeah, I want this to be right here so they can take out any sign of it. I want my horses to be over here, because while this is packed with infantry, the horses need to be over here so we can get a better hit and run on that bridge. Otherwise, it's just impossible to take both. We have enemies coming up. We can see their lines right there. So this is actually high ground right here. So we want to stay above that. Even more Confederates sighted with artillery batteries. So the first battle engagement, we got 30 kills. We'll try to push our guys out of harm's way, bringing them over here. Artillery will soon start barraging Evans' brigade. And then from there, I'm going to try to set it up so they run. Oh, they started attacking from the sides. Nice. That just means it's more fun for me. That 15,000 man brigade is going to be useful. We're going to start pushing our guys into actual cover areas. We're going to try to weaken out this unit first, and then we're going to attack that one from the side. There we go. Our cannons finally started joining the fray. You know what? We have 15,000. They don't have that much. We can win this charge. How'd they break a larger formation like that? I don't get it. Edwin surrendered. So our horses have surrendered. Interesting. Reinforcements arrived. Actually, rebels are too many, but your soldiers arrive just in time. Advance and secure those supply depots. Let's get you all Let's get both of them up there as soon as possible. They pushed him out the first supply depot. That's not good. Oh, no, 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 no. We're going to use our cavalry against their cavalry. And they routed our cannons. As long as we can maintain some structure, we should be able to win this. But the first thing is surrounding and taking out these guys. I think we should have sacrificed maxing out that one unit in favor of making sure that we had more infantry units to command. I think that was my one grave mistake that's going to cost me here. We're down to 2 guns on that unit, which is not good. And we've lost our 10-pounders, sadly. We have just a bit more to survive on. Hold. You guys don't need to be attacking like that. I think we rescued those guns again. We're routing a lot of them. They're waiting for them to fire, so I'm going to have them hold in the next grand bout that they do. Some of the worst parts of this is just waiting for them to move. They're routing again. And because I'm sick and tired of them being pushed back and fighting while this group does nothing, I'm going to actually move them. You need to fire on them. We're taking quite the heavy losses. What are they at? 40% right now. I don't think that's even considering. Yeah, I think that's just that. As for the garrison, it's hard to tell because it's only talking about that one unit that the garrison commander controls. That group's routed. I don't have any supply wagons. Yeah. So right here's where they got hit the hardest. Here's where I got hit the hardest. And then this has just been back and forth battlegrounds. They're running low on ammo. I think they have one good volley left. And then we'll just have them charge. We'll have Colts do the last bit for them. And we've taken back the last depot, so we should be able to push them out. Four. We really need to get into capturing more of them so we can start doing prisoner exchanges. And here we go. We win. We'll finish it. Oof. We took a third in losses. So Grant and his 3,996 troops lost 2,178 of them. As for guns, we lost 5 of our guns out of 4 and 118 men, which is more than half of the gun crew. 117 cavalry out of 336. And we have 181 missing, which is one of the cavalry units captured. I know that. They had 4,432 infantry, 443 cavalry, of which they lost 122, and 15 guns, of which they only lost 2. I'd actually call this a loss. So we held both draw conditions and victory conditions in the end. Had we only kept supply station 2, we would have been in a draw, which loses us reputation, sadly. But I think overall we did pretty well. That's the units. And we got Adam Loomis promoted. So it won't tell me wounded or killed, sadly. And guns. This is the most important part. 9,000 Springfields up and ready. 410 rescued. 935 Springfields. I don't know why it's 1,000. And 279 captured. Reboard Farmer, 264. Cook and Brother, 24. And we rescued 2 of our 10-pounders. We got 4 reputation and 1 career point. We're going to bring these guys up to 196. Klein.
Yes, sir.
We're going to get you up to a nice 120. Because we need to be very smart about it now. How many 6-pounders do we have? We have 2 10-pounders. Cook and Brother for the cavalry. We will sell the Cook and Brother because the Sharps is much better for us. Skirmishers is the same thing as cavalry right now. Farmer, reloading speed is awful. It's good in melee, but so is the 42. We'll sell all those. We don't need them. I forget what training does. It'll probably tell me. Cost of veteran troops is just a little bit less. And logistics. We'll go with 10% more ammo. And then we'll go with medicine, because medicine's the next important thing. Let's buy us a light colonel. And we'll put him in charge of infantry. You have an easy 1,000. We'll go with 700 for the first one. And the second one, we're not going with 1,000. Because I don't want to spend that much money. We'll go with 500. What else do we have in the armory? We have the 65 riflemen. 42, 42, 42. We'll give the last 14 over there. Sure, we'll make another one of the 55s. Which takes a hit to that.
Yes, sir.
We still can't equip that much. So how about 500? Are there not that many in circulation? Oh, no, there actually aren't. We'll buy these Colts for later on. And we will buy the rest of the Springfields. And we'll give them better supplies. And now we have different correspondents that we've captured. So, on the 22nd day of 06, 1861, following the Battle of the Distress Call, Okay, whatever. We'll go along with it. The enemy is threatening us more than ever, but his army is also exhausted. I believe the time is now to strike him down with all our forces. We are in need of reinforcements and more advanced weapons to continue harassing Grant's army. Sir, I beg of you to provide the needed support. I promise I will deliver victory. Brigadier General Thomas Ayres. 2 days later, captured message. Your military efforts in the Battle of Distress Call has been valiant. The president recognizes that Grant is a surprisingly able Yankee commander, so he is approved to send you 23,000 of our bravest troops to aid in your fight against him. Lieutenant General Scott Leggett. And then another 3 days later. Dear Urgent Report. Dear General Grant, please be warned that 21,000 rebel soldiers from Virginia territories are currently massing to move on your army. That's actually all pretty interesting. The next is the Battle of Bull Run. Let's start by first looking at it. And we don't have a full brigade group on it. So we can't see their details, but we can see that we have 2 corps under our command. 1st Corps and 2nd Corps. 1st Division, 2nd. Pretty interesting. And it seems like we're going to be marching pretty close to the actual route. Yeah. So this was the original Confederate line, as that was right here. And it gets pushed back to being the squiggly line that you see in more other battles. And I'm trying to find it. It's like right here. Maybe it's right here. It's one of those 2 locations where the house is, where Jackson stands firm, and you hear that famous line, "There stands Jackson like a stone wall, rally behind the Virginians." That should be a fun thing. So next time when we pick up, we will be starting off right here, starting off on the Battle of Bull Run.